Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's race between Jackimus, the number 3 seed, and DH, the number 14 seed. We should be getting started here in just a minute or so. Should be a good race. Jackimus, of course, is a very good Z2Randomizer player, but don't count out DH. He has been playing a lot in the last couple months and has gotten very good very quickly. I think this is going to be a really close match. I really think that either one of these runners has the ability to win this race, so I'm really looking forward to see what happens. Should be a fantastic race. I'm not sure what happened to DH's stream there. Did he restart or he went offline? Hopefully he comes back soon. Yeah, there he is. Good. All right. I think we are about ready to go. And the race is about to begin. It's just gotta wait a few seconds to catch up on stream lag, and we should be good to go. And we are off. Looks like we started out in a desert here. They already are taking different paths. Finding Death Mountain early. Neither runner deciding to take a peek in there. I can't blame them for that. Lower game audio, of course. Thank you for letting me know. I will lower that. My bad. Sorry about that, guys. All right, how's that? Is that better? Should be better now, hopefully. Better, good. All right.
Hello, yes, are we on?
Oh, hey, Larry. Thank you for joining me, sir.
Not a problem at all. As soon as I saw the race started, I'm like, podcast over.
Yeah, you hadn't missed much, although I just missed, somebody picked up something. I didn't see what it was because I was messing with the game audio. Hopefully somebody in chat will fill me in on what I missed.
I did not see it, but I see DH is finding the front end of Fairy Cave, and I think I saw somebody find the back end of Fairy Cave, and now we have the Heart Container Cave on Jackimus' side.
Larry is low. All right, let me see if I can boost Larry's audio a bit here.
Larry may have tweaked his settings based on the podcast, and it might be on my end if you can't raise it high enough.
I can hear you just fine. I just want to make sure the chat can hear you fine. So I tweaked the audio a little bit more. What did he get in Heart Cave? Did you see?
He's still making his way. He took a death on his way in the first screen, and he's making his way to the second screen now. DH is finding how nasty the desert encounters can be with the lag and all the craziness going on. Heart Container and the Heart Container Cave.
All right. You are a bit behind me, it seems like.
I'm at 243. You know what? I'm watching on your screen instead of the multi-twitch because I'm an idiot. So
you should definitely.
Yeah, let me do that now. I rushed.
And we're about to get our first spell over here on DH's side as he goes into Shield Town. Oh, and right off the bat, we have the most powerful magic, the Thunder spell.
Thunder was in what town?
Shield Town.
Shield Town. Nice.
It was a relatively cheap Thunder spell as well, so they won't have any problems casting that. I wonder if we'll see the runners use it on offense as we go through this seed.
And for those in chat who want to follow the runners, it's dh2284. And what would Jackimus's be? Because some people are multi-twitch.
Jackimus Wedge. I can actually dump those into chat real quick.
Yeah, someone might want to type his name into multi-twitch and be a little uncomfortable asking directly.
Please give those runners a follow. We've got Jackimus finding the Medicine Cave. And it looks like DH is about to get that Heart Container out of the Heart Cave. Yep.
All right, I'm good to go. I am now at 455 on DH's 457.
Yeah, you're only like 2 or 3 seconds behind now, which is pretty good. Jack having a little trouble with this red die right here. It looks like they got a pretty healthy HP roll on this seed. Took a lot of hits. And he's rewarded with the medicine for his persistence there.
There was medicine in the Medicine Cave?
It was indeed. So far, not super random.
No, but let's remind the viewers that there are 4 Heart Containers in the game. It did not necessarily need to be the Heart Container that was originally there. Could have been another one.
That's correct. Need to start labeling the Heart Containers so we know which one is which.
Make them different colors. Have some fun with it. For Valentine's Day, the Valentine's Day randomizer seed is going to be nice. You can write "I love you" and stuff like that. Make sure you spell it L-U-V though. So.
And looks like Jack is about to find the Thunder Spell, so he should be pretty happy about that.
We have the Candle Bag, or was that the Pea Bag Cave, right? So that's a regular Pea Bag.
That was the P-Bag Cave. Yeah, that was the P-Bag Cave. I think this is not a horrible strat. You know, I like finding P-Bags, especially really early on.
No,
You can get some extra.
And to try to improve on my game, certainly I watch guys like you play this game who absolutely dominate seeds sometimes, and I see you pick up a lot of P bags. So I'm like, you know what? Let's start picking up P bags if this is going to be a thing. Instead of maybe grinding Palace 3 for like 8 minutes, let's just go take a couple minutes and grab the P bags.
I do like to go into some of those non-essential encounters to pick up things like P-Bags and kill some enemies for experience, especially earlier on in the game. I think it's a great strat.
Absolutely. I'm tending to be aboard that train. DH is making his way to get the medicine right now. And we have, I believe that's Palace 1 for Jackimus.
Looks that way.
My favorite enemies in the game, the red polar bears.
Jack deciding to go in without any keys or magic. Not a huge risk on these settings, but can potentially get a little hairy.
He's also going in at attack level 1, and by the time most people go in, and Jack is a good player for sure. Most people are around from exploration and everything, at least attack level 3 by the time they decide to venture in.
Yeah, that's true. You know, there's two kind of conflicting schools of thought here. One school of thought says just start diving in as soon as you can, and the other one is a bit more patient, likes to collect other items, get a few levels before jumping in.
Yeah.
Jack's going to be key blocked though, at least in this room.
Just trying to grab that XP though before he up A's. I didn't see, by the time he updated, I didn't see if he was nearing a level or not, but he decides to do it anyway.
Turn my mic down a little. All right, I did turn my mic down a little. Let me know if that's better, you guys. Thanks for letting me know.
I found out that balancing mic volumes is very hard. You can do it in Discord. It could be a Windows setting. It could be, you know, you hear somebody fine, but it's a volume setting in your own headset and you think they're okay.
Yeah, there's about 10 different ways to change the volume of various things on here. And you can't hear it yourself, so you just gotta rely on chat to let you know.
Yeah, and the audio on OBS or XSplit, they don't really give you a definitive professional quality level range. It's very small. It makes it look like that everybody is the same level, so definitely need the input from people to let us know.
Yeah.
All right, well, Jackimus is about to get a key, so see if he makes his way back to the area. That might be the only other area he was able to get to. I really didn't notice any other paths or elevators.
Yeah, although now that he has a key, he could go back to that one key door that he wasn't able to get through.
I'm gonna move my microphone. Move my microphone a little bit closer. Maybe this will help you guys. Again, I was on a podcast, so at a different audio setup. It could be on my end.
You're coming in loud and clear to me, so I'm getting the full Larry.
Yeah, getting the full effect. We just found Rudo. So those are the only two towns we found were Rudo and
I believe so, yeah.
All right, we didn't find the back end of Saria.
Not that I've seen, no.
Just taking notes, because again, I like to notice the cave configurations to see if we find both sides of every cave, and that includes Saria. To see if there's a hidden area of the overworld that you can only access from one of them, let's say. Looks like DH is going to go into level 1 now.
Yep, looks like he's heading that way. He does have attack too, so
yeah,
he's a little better equipped.
He also decided to take a extra level of life instead of magic. I guess early on that seems like a good idea, especially when you don't have magic to know that you need to reduce costs, let's say. But
yeah, I'll often delay magic until I have something that's worth casting.
He's doing something that Double A mentioned in chat, which is a very good thing to do. These polar bears, well, actually, he stopped doing it. The polar bears, or he just reset the room. They're the maximum experience they could be, 20 XP, and they're never-ending spawns. So you just kind of roll back and forth, and it's a good farming technique early on with low levels.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I like to find them in the room just before the boss, so when the boss gyps you out of some XP, you can get right back to where you need to be easily.
Yeah. John's asking how many transition caves there are. There are 3 transition caves. The Parapet Desert Cave, the Jump Cave, and Fairy Cave, and then there is the town of Saria, which can act as a cave.
Don't forget that Golden Seed, where Death Mountain is one of those as well.
Yeah, that's true. Death Mountain can also act as a connection, since there are 2 entrances as well.
Yeah, so there's 5 total areas that have 2 connections in the west, and then in the east there's 4 of them. And I had a seed this afternoon where you kind of needed to explore all of them to find the one that got you to the area you couldn't access any other way.
Yeah, it seems like that caves are more likely to be required in the eastern continent than the western continent, which is sort of by design. The western continent's a bit more open than the eastern continent.
Jackimus is gonna place the gem, or is he gonna jump over here? No, he's gonna place the gem with only 3 XP to the next level. That's probably as low as I've ever seen anybody place the gem here.
He's just going for speed.
Yeah. But he's got to dive back in for the item anyway. He just didn't want to run back, I guess. So just place the gem now, go in. Now you can just up A, as opposed to running through the palace and getting the item and then have to run back and place the gem. It's definitely a speed move here.
Yeah. I mean, his levels are still pretty low, so he probably figures that he can still grind up a few more attack levels without too much trouble. So burning that gem isn't going to hurt him too much at this stage of the game.
No, not being leveled, I guess, early on, that won't hurt him. That's late in the game, it doesn't hurt you as well once you reach where you need to go and attack. But it's those middle areas where managing your XP and placing them for optimization, placing the gem with optimization, kind of like makes or breaks your run.
Yeah, that's very true.
But we'll see. Neither runner has gone to the item yet. And I think to the screen to the left, the DH is going to be the key room that Jackimus got out of last time.
Yeah, it's got to be the item room just by process of elimination. He's full cleared this palace. So.
That's the magic key.
That's a good find.
Very good find. We saw both people needing keys. So now that's out of the equation for the rest of the that's assuming DH makes his way there with a key to open it up.
Looks like you're actually ahead of me by a few seconds now, so I'm going to refresh these streams real quick.
I was speculating. I wasn't saying anything that happened. If that might have confused you. We'll see where Jackimus decides to go. There's probably still a great portion of the overworld that has been yet to be explored. He takes an unfortunate death there. Always a difficult room with area, trying to cross cross that water, man.
I played a race just last night, I think, where I game overed on that stupid tile. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, it's very tough. Jackimus takes his second death on it. I mean, when you don't have fairy, there's a game over on the screen for even Jackimus. It's tough and it's frustrating. If you don't have fairy, to just say screw it and just go right through it or try to fairy feed around it. The thing I like to do is I like to kind of get those boulders, I guess they're called, even though they move left to right. Try to get them behind me, moving in my direction. Because if you get 4 of them on the screen, it kind of despawns everything else from coming up.
Yeah, that's a good strategy, for sure. Honestly, if I can avoid that screen, usually I'll try and take caves or something else instead if I can.
Yeah, it's definitely one to avoid. I will probably spend and waste like 15 minutes trying to find a way to avoid it before realizing I just have to do it. But we'll see.
It looks like he's going back. He's gonna give it another shot. So hopefully he taking another swim.
It's tough, and when you're and we kind of get this feeling for how quick he plays that gem instead of going back to grind a little bit. He's going for speed, and he's not going for the distance right now.
Should be noted that you know, we first see Link swimming in A Link to the Past, which is actually a prequel to this game. So somehow, somewhere along the way, he just forgot how to swim.
Well, it's the whole destroyed timeline stuff, and it works right into my my story about how the woman in Nubaru got him to steal the town's water, and actually got Link hung and killed, and then that's why everything else is just a fantasy from thereafter. But you can read my fan fiction at, well, I'll give the link later. He got through and he found Rudo, and I mean Mido.
Yep. Did DH find the medicine? He did, didn't he? I just forgot to mark it.
Yes.
Just forgot to mark it.
And let's see.
And it looks like he just picked up the magic key as well. So.
And we're about to find out what the medicine gets you. Of course, all the runners are hoping it's not fire.
We've got the fairy spell. Certainly a good one to find. In fact, we're 2 for 2 on spells.
Yes, it's almost a perfect seed so far.
Yep. Yeah, Thunder Spell, Fairy Spell, and the Magic Key. It doesn't really get much better than that.
It's a 9. It costs 90 though, so you need, at this point in time, you need 6 magic containers at Magic 2 to cast it.
Yeah, but you don't need it as much with that Magic Key either. So
no,
you can still get a lot done.
No, but if you wanted to, if he somehow has to go through that encounter, that bridge encounter again, here's the magic container cave.
Yep.
Once you get through the bridge encounter again, or something like that, it's certainly nice, but not useful. And don't forget about downstab. He wasn't able to get it.
Yeah, that's true. We do have the raft though. So
I'm sorry, what was that?
That was the raft that was in the magic container cave. So off to a very quick start. I think there's only one item cave left, which would be Trophy Cave. Is that right?
Cave. And I don't know if I've seen them hit the grass spot yet, but that might have happened.
He did. It was a magic container. So he's diving right into 2. I think this is a great idea for Jack. I mean, no reason not to at this point.
Yeah, a lot of people get hesitant to say that, hey, listen, you normally need the glove in level 2. There's a place you can go blocked. It's one screen, and the glove can be in level 2, so just go forward sometimes.
I think it's a good idea, especially if you are still item hunting, to go into 2 and get the item. It's usually pretty quick and easy to grab it.
Yeah, I mean, he can go on the other side. He does have the raft, but
the chances of getting glove blocked in 2 are pretty small.
Yeah, it's one screen.
In fact, I think more often than not, you're usually pretty safe.
In 3, it's a bigger deal, but you're also can be jump fairy blocked in 3, I believe, when you have those steps with the collapsing bridges.
That's right. Yeah.
So it is more of a block there, and the glove can never be in 3. So there's also that.
Ampharo is pointing out that hammer blocked cave must be Trophy Cave.
Yes, because we did see. I didn't see a hammer blocked cave, but we did see the P-bag cave. So if there's only one boulder, there can only be one boulder blocking cave, and that is now Trophy Cave. Any of our connecting caves, by the way, cannot be blocked by the boulder. So that's how we know it's by process of elimination.
Yeah, that used to happen, but then you would get stuck in caves, and people didn't like that.
I had an interesting seed today where there was a cave landlocked in like a 3-tile island, nation inside of a mountain. And I thought for sure that was the other side of Jump Cave, but then I decided to go through Jump Cave, and it wasn't. So it turned out it was the P-bag cave, and I think that's part of the rule where you can be blocked from visiting all places, but nothing that's non-essential.
That's right. That's essential. Yeah. Really, the only things that you'll ever be blocked from are things like P-bag caves, or every once in a while you might be blocked from a heart container.
Now look at this difference here. DH leaves 1, placing the gem, and he's 5-2-3, as opposed to Jackimus, who left 1, and it was 2-2-2.
Yep.
He has a little bit.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
DH has great levels, but Jack is, I mean, item and palace wise, is very far ahead. So, and he picked up his 6 magic container, so he can cast that fairy spell now if he wants
Yes,
to.
and while DH only has 4, Jackimus could also has a 66% chance of getting the item in New Kasuto as well at this time, and he has the raft to get over there if he should happen to stumble upon it. Where DH might need to spend time to discover more, to uncover more magic containers before he's able to get that opportunity.
Jack's gonna go ahead and leave 2, and I bet he's gonna go back and grab downstab now that he's able to cast fairy.
Did you see anything that made Jack leave 2? Did he reach the block or?
He hit a dead end and probably didn't want to backtrack,
Okay.
so he just up-A'd and decided to leave instead of going back in.
Yeah, he's in Rudo and he's in Mido.
I mean, he might grab downstab and turn around and go right back. That wouldn't be a horrible idea. So, although by finding that dead end, it just makes it more likely that he is glove blocked. The more dead ends you find, the more likely you are, in fact, glove blocked in 2.
That is true. The town wasn't that far, so being a dead end and knowing you're up-A'ing anyway, the decision at that time might just be, hey, let me just go get it.
Well, he decided to up-A again, go back to start. So
he also might be counting rooms and know what rooms are left. Like you said, may realize he has to get through a blocked room or has a better chance of finding the blocked room to just say, you know what, it's not worth going back in there, to then reach that dead end to have to then come back out and then find something else. He might just do this something else. But we'll see. He's going to take the raft over, it looks like. There's Saria on DH's side.
Yep. And Jackimus taking the raft spot and finding Nuke Pseudo right off the bat. That's a great thing to find.
66% chance. He's got the 6 magic containers, and he gets the help. We'll see what item this is. This could be a turning point. Could be the glove. It's the boots. It's still a pretty darn good item.
It's a fantastic item.
It's the for those who don't know, it's in the vanilla version of, there's specific tiles and paths you can take over the water when you have the boots. In the randomizer, every water tile within bounds you can walk on. That includes spots in Death Mountain, which makes it easier to navigate through and find more caves, explore more caves. And there's a water tile in the Eastern Continent that has an item inside of it.
Mm-hmm. So fire spell for DH, not what he wanted to see, but Jack getting jump, not a horrible spell, but not super useful either since he's already got fairy.
No. Depending on the situation, it might just be easier to cast jump and then fairy.
Yeah, that's true.
DH is going to make his way and find the raft right now.
Yep.
Which is good. It's good for him. It's always a downer when you're racing somebody and they find the relative items before you.
So so far it seems like it could be a really quick seed. The only major thing we're missing at this point is the glove and the reflect spell.
Yeah, and let's not forget the trophy is either in the trophy cave locked behind a hammer, or they have to go into Death Mountain. So if it winds up being the reflect spell in Rudo, it's going to be interesting. Jackimus right now is trolling through Tim the Toolman Taylor's backyard.
Heidi ho.
That's something I thought about, and while reading reading up on the game and stuff like that, in preparation for commentating, is that the lizards behind the fence are beatable. You just need
with thunder.
And I've never seen anybody ever do it before. And I'm like, well, you can queue up like 3 of them, maybe 4 of them, or like have the skeleton as well, the lizard as well, or whatever enemy spawns. And it probably can be quick and fast XP.
Yeah, I think they're only worth.
They can go up to 100.
100? Yeah.
I don't know what
So
they were on his screen. But you know, you get 3, 4 of them at a time with a cheap thunder spell and maybe a town close by.
yeah, that's
Do
true.
they respawn when you leave and come back in, or do they stay dead until that day?
That's a good question. I don't think they'll respawn. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah. We have to do some research there.
Most enemies won't respawn until you go into either a town or a palace, or you transition to another screen, like by taking the raft spot. But I don't know if that counts for them or not.
Having the boots, Jackimus is able to get into this water spot. Let's see what's here. It's the cross.
Yep. He also picked up the spell, so if he wanted to go back to New Kasuto, he could pick up the other item that's in there.
Where was the spell? Was that in Ruraru? I mean in Noboru?
It was in Noburu, yes.
Can't believe I missed my thirsty woman. So we haven't found Darunia or Kasuto on the eastern continent.
Jack choosing some really interesting levels here. I don't know that I've ever seen 243 before.
It's possible. I've done it before. I mean, I'm nowhere near the caliber player that you are. The spell cost, man. Sometimes it's just like you're looking at them and you're just like, well, if I don't get my magic levels now, I'm not going to be able to cast them until I'm done with Palace 6 if I go my traditional route.
That's true, but taking Magic 4 early is kind of risky because the experience gap between 4 and 5 is usually a lot larger than the earlier experience gap, so it could really throw off your ability to get levels later on in the game.
Absolutely, and we know that on level 1, instead of opting to get 3 more XP, an attack level, and then another level on top of that by placing the gem, he just decided to just take the gem. So he's kind of fighting the levels now as it is. And as we say that, he finds one of the 500-point P bags and kind of nullifies that a little bit with attack 3. So, you know, sometimes people have a plan, and
so DH is going to go back into 2 after finding the magic jar. He is going to try and finish this one out.
I can't say I blame him. I really don't get glove shy when it comes to 2 until I realize I'm blocked. And then if I realize I'm blocked, it's just a matter of, well, at least I know which path I have to go.
It's nice to clear it out while you're in the area and get that XP earlier on in the game. And he actually does find Helmet Head, so it paid off for him.
It's pretty quick Helmet Head, too.
Yeah, very close to start.
So if Jackimus just turned right around after he got downstab and decided to clear the palace, he wouldn't be even that far behind where he is now with an additional gem placed.
Right. But he'll find it pretty quick when he goes back.
Was that the candle bag that he just got? Oh, that was just regular. I don't know why I thought it was in the water tile, but here it was. My bad.
So we have seen that MOAs are resistant to the sword. You need fire to kill them on the seed, which is a particularly annoying combination.
Really?
At least he has the cross. Yeah. But
so when somebody is invulnerable, are they invulnerable in every instance or only a specific instance? Because I feel like a blue Octorok has been like invulnerable, but then in other boards I was able to.
Well, there's 2 kinds of blue Octoroks, actually. The moving blue Octoroks and the stationary blue Octoroks are 2 different enemies as far as the
So if it was the moving blue Octorok, every instance of the moving blue Octorok within the game would be invulnerable.
That's correct.
Is it only enemies that could appear on the eastern continent, though?
That is also correct, yes. That is the only place you find those enemies in the normal game. So
DH places the gem, gets the maximum XP for it, and gets into the 633 right now.
And there's the desert tile with the heart container.
All right. Now, appears to me that DH is finding a lot of the decorative items, the enhancement items, the magic containers and the heart containers. He has less than Jackimus. It just seems like every time he finds something, it's always like one of those as opposed to something better. I guess safe to say.
Well, Jack did go over to the Eastern continent, which is where he found those boots. That's really the only major item difference between these two. I mean, and the cross.
And
then
I mean, there's the flute too. So it's not like he's finding not like any of the items he needs to find are going to be better, but he found a desert tile. Jackimus didn't, and it was a heart container. It wasn't like the glove or the trophy, the kid,
right?
Which might give him reflect.
Yeah. So the kid must be on Maze Island. I think we know that for a fact now. Which is kind of narrowing down the places where the glove could be. Glove could be in 4 or 5. Glove could be on Death Mountain. And the glove could be on Maze Island, I think.
Can it be New Casuto?
And also New Casuto, yeah.
Both places in Death Mountain, New Casuto, and maybe even the Trophy Cave. Oh, no. Yeah, Trophy Cave.
Could be in Trophy Cave.
So there's about 7 places still where it could be.
So it looks like DH has found Palace 3 and decides to go in.
Yeah, why not? No fear. He doesn't fear.
Palace 3 looking a lot like Vanilla Palace 2, by the way. Same color scheme and tile set as Palace 2 from the original game. But yeah, hopefully he doesn't get glove blocked.
I can't tell if Jackimus is farming or if he was just backtracking. I think he's backtracking.
I think he might be headed back to New Casuto for that item.
He's only like several points away from a next level as well. 18 points. Yay.
And wow, DH, just like that, finds Rebenek.
Yeah, glove not required for Palace 2 or Palace 3. And he has down.
And since the glove can't be in Palace 3, I'm not sure we'll even see him go item hunting here.
No. I've talked to a few players who've been playing this for months who were not aware that the glove could never be in 3 or 6. And I probably shouldn't have told them in case I ever race them, but but I take for granted what a runner would or would not know. Well, look at that.
What was that Jack just got?
I think that was the glove.
That was the glove. Yeah. That was the glove.
So what Dig is going to do in one of the newer versions coming out, probably when the tournament ends, is if the glove is in Palace 5 or locked in New Casuto, it's actually going to be giving you the finger in the sprite. Can you confirm that?
Yeah.
Can you put it on a timer?
It's
like
in progress.
If at like the 2-hour mark after the seed, people discover it, you can replace the sprite or no?
That would be tricky.
Yeah. I mean, it was only 34 minutes in here, so it wasn't that bad of a
no, not at all.
But good on him for going back to discover that. Now knowing this, it's not required for 2 or 3, but it 2 out of 3 chance it's required.
I would like to point out that the fact that the glove can't be in 3 or 6 is not a secret or anything. All of that information is publicly available on the wiki page, which I encourage anybody who wants to run this game to go read.
But it is illegal if you read it prior to racing me. That's legal. And AA actually said that before, that 2 or 3 chance that the trophy is hammer blocked on the Western continent.
That's true. So DH with a gem lead here, but Jackimus with a huge item lead. So he's going to catch up pretty quickly here with these gems.
Yeah, and I should pull up the tracker on another window here so I can see it as well.
In fact, he's already found Helmet Head. So
yeah, and we know Helmet Head and Rebenek are pretty early. You just go right a couple of rooms and you get right to him. He does not know, nor does he need to find the item in this cave, the magic container. So he probably will just press on. Let's see what he does here. It looks like he's contemplating, or if he's just maybe pausing to do maths. But 30, he needs 30 for the next level here, and he just places the gem.
Yeah, Jack is just going. I don't I don't think he's thinking about anything else except just going.
Oh, it was attack was before magic anyway, so it didn't matter. Oh, DH is I guess he felt the pressure of not having the glove or not knowing where it could be. Instead of exploring the east a little bit more, he's just going to go into Death Mountain and take his chances.
Has he gone over to the east at all?
Well, he was the one that discovered the heart container in the desert spot, right?
No, that was
Jackimus. Was Jackimus? Okay.
I don't think DH has been in the east at all yet.
Yeah, this is interesting. Sometimes I discover Death Mountain. Maybe he's still looking for Trophy Cave and he hasn't recognized that it's blocked behind the boulder. Sometimes I run into the trap of discovering Death Mountain, and it's just like, well, what if it's behind this one? Well, this one's an elevator, so at least I can see 4 exits or 3 other exits. So let's just see. And then, like, next thing you know, it's 20 minutes later, and I have to make the decision to up A and leave, to just stick with it, or and then hope I don't game over as well.
Yeah, the exploration of this, I find it to be quite addicting. I really like the exploration factor, so I know exactly what.
No, and here's Rebenek, and we just mentioned it. The really easy 2 and 3, no glove required. Go a couple rooms to the right. Jackimus having the items. I mean, this is just like, just because DH did it first, it just doesn't seem like it's even that big of a deal right now.
Yeah, I think we'd have to agree that Jack has a pretty substantial lead at this point.
Yeah, gets in a couple extra stabs afterwards, and I appreciate that. Takes life 5 there, and then he's going to take magic 5, I would guess, after he places the gem. He just doesn't feel like he needs the attack. But now he's got to do a little bit more. He's going to cancel. He's going to go through 3. This is...
Yeah, he's going item hunting. I mean, there's nothing that he could... I guess the hammer might be the only thing that he could really find that would be useful in here.
No, but he bypassed an easier. Did he grab the magic container in 2? He must have. He might have. He did.
He did,
so
yeah.
That's why he denied it. Because I was going to say, he was only 30 XP away there and didn't bother to go back and item hunt. But he had the item he didn't need to, so... I don't know if we saw the River Devil and its effect on the Eastern Continent exploration.
He could find the flute, John, but I said useful items, so flute is not particularly useful.
I had a seed today where the road was 2 tiles wide and the River Devil was on one side, so I was cheeky, and I decided to use the flute every time, because why not? I had it. And chat was going nuts. And the one time I didn't use the road, like when I went to the tile right of the River Devil, it was an encounter anyway. So I'm like, well, there you go. But I've seen it where, you can just walk right around them anyway.
Yeah, the game likes to troll you like that. I don't think we know anything's flute blocked yet, John, because people have not gone through any caves. So
yeah, 0 out of the 3 caves have been explored. Just because the River Devil is in the road doesn't mean that it's necessarily required. There's the boulder. DH made his way there. It didn't look like it was necessarily easy to get to, but
Hammer Cave's right next door.
There you go.
We've got the item room on this side for Jack, and it is the horn.
Oh, there you go. Discussion nullified.
Well, he's got it. Still doesn't mean that it's useful.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. But and still doesn't mean that caves are maybe not needed as well. I mean, maybe needed as well. So DH is gonna walk out. Oh no, I'm sorry. He's still navigating.
He's still grabbing the side.
I get a little bit confused sometimes when the stack side by side.
I guess you gotta hope for DH's sake that it's like the hammer or the trophy.
Yeah, he right on the outsider view right now. He needs a leg up.
If it's a hard container, then he's gonna know that that was kind of a waste of time. It is the trophy, so.
All right. We'll see with trophy. I mean, it could be shield, reflect, or life at this point.
Yeah. If it's reflect, then that'll look like a brilliant move. If it's anything else, then it'll be a bit unfortunate for him.
I think for the sake of the competitive race, I think right now it has to be reflect.
Yeah, we're cheering for reflect, of course.
And there's the backside of Saria. He's gonna ferry on over because he didn't go see Bagu because Bagu is absolutely useless. See, right? Normally I'm commentating, and after I say that is like a 15-minute discussion of how great Bagu is. That's why I like calling these things with you, Dig.
You know, Bagu is a fan favorite. I like it all, you know. I like it all.
For the cost of the ferry, he's going to get a fire spell. So
and wow, look at that. Our wishes have been granted. Wow. We have the reflect spell. So DH proving us all wrong, looking like a genius.
Yeah, listen, we don't know what goes on his mind, but we've talked plenty of times here. And if you feel like you're down, if you feel like you're behind, I believe you've even said, I think this came from your mouth. Sometimes you might want to just jump into Death Mountain and see if you can get that item that the other person's not going to even try to get.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. I mean, honestly, I think it's fun to gamble sometimes, although I'm a pretty cautious player. I don't know I'd try and do that in a tournament race, but I have been known to do some weird gambles in races.
Oh, and there's also some people, I can only speak for myself, who have that completionist mentality, or like, you know, but what if I have to know. And oh, look at the virtual spoon here as they both take the raft at the same time.
Yeah, a little love boat action going on.
It was the tunnel of love as they both crossed the eastern continent to the eastern continent. The only difference is DH is going to have to explore the places Jackimus has already explored.
So there's the boots. DH is going to be making up some ground here for sure.
With the boots, he can get
the
across,
eastern continent,
which be helpful in some encounters. Especially since you can stun invisible enemies. They're going to be invulnerable.
Where was the cross again? The cross was tile. In the water tile. Yeah, that's right. So he'll be finding that soon. It's nearby, if I remember.
Did he just pass up the magic container requirement, or did he go in there and get the?
No,
those are the boots.
He got the boots. Yeah, he got the boots. And so Jack's wandering into Thunder Town. Must be shield or life, right? By process of elimination.
And he's hoping for reflect right now.
Yep. Not gonna find it though.
So life
got the shield.
Yeah, spell. Life is now. This is also interesting because some players need the comfort of having life. Some players just could go without it. It all depends on how comfortable you are with combat and playing the game, and I guess how long you've played it in your life.
I don't think either of these players are itching for life. I think both of these players are pretty capable with that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I feel like most runners in the tournament are like that. But to get the life, now you got to find the kid.
Yep.
And, we'll see who's on Maze Island. I think guaranteed now. We'll see if.
I thought it was interesting. Jack actually did find Maze Island earlier, but decided not to go in there for whatever reason.
No, did he have the glove at the time? Maybe if he didn't have the glove, he would have gone in. But not having reflect, he may not have wanted to go in and then come back out and then go back in later.
Yeah, it's possible.
Got a little fairy feet on DH's side.
DH, however, with the reflect spell, makes a lot of sense for him to just dive right into
Oh,
Maze Island
absolutely.
at this point.
What you also didn't know is it could have been the kid on Maze Island, and then the kid could have been reflect. So you might have had to go in and go back anyway. So that hesitation would have cost you even like double at that point.
That's
Well,
true.
hindsight, of course, you never know, and we know it's not the case. But we have to fill dead air, so might as well just say things for no reason.
DH finding Maze Island, and contrary to what I just said, not going in there. So
maybe he wants to check that desert tile. Yeah, he's going into desert tile because he does not have the heart container from the desert tile.
okay.
So he knows it's
Yeah.
still explore, and he's going to go right back in. There you go. It's a quick 4. Surprising up A there. I don't know what his experience is, but his magic was pretty low.
Well, he can go find the items first, and
yeah, but he could also fairy feed through the encounters if he had the magic.
That's true. Very true.
He's only at 5 experience, so really at this point, an up A right there is just a no-brainer. Even if you're not going to use magic. See, he just tried to queue up fairy there, realized he didn't have anything, comes back into the palace, up A's. He's definitely listening to our forecast. I'm joking, obviously. It's not, that wasn't a serious.
Doesn't get the first fairy feet trick.
No. See if he gets.
Doesn't get the second time.
You gotta be careful here, because with that scorpion on the other side, or the other dude that crawls, I take damage trying to do fairy feet. Even though the enemy's on the left side, his hurt box seems to cross and span to the right as well.
Yeah, there is some screen wrapping that happens in this game, absolutely. Let's see. It looks like Jackson Palace 5, so he's probably just trying to find Guma and get the heck out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the one thing he may be concerned about more and more as time goes on and he explores is that the hammer is still out there, the only item he doesn't have.
Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't have the trophy, and he's missing reflect, and it's either the trophy or the kid. So, you know, he may need the hammer.
The kid at this point for Jack though seems like the easier of those 2 items to get.
Oh yes, and he left 5. I didn't see why, because I turned my head to look down at
He did. I think he hit a dead end and up 8 as I would normally do as well, and then just decided to leave instead of going back in.
He's going to 6 instead, so I don't know what the whole... There's the kid right there in Maze Island.
Yep. I didn't see what the other item in Maze Island was, though. Was it magic container or something?
I don't know.
No.
I don't think it was the hammer.
He just paused.
Did he even find the second one?
I think he did, yeah. Next time he pauses, I'll try and see if I can see what it is.
Well, he's got 2 magic containers, 1 heart container.
Pea bag, I'm being told.
Candle
it was
bag?
the pea bag.
You know what? I think I did see that. Now that I think, but it wasn't an item, so it didn't kind of stick in my mind. I was just interested in what Jack was doing up here. Why would you go into 5 there, Dig? And then maybe it looked like you were looking for the item, but you were rolling to the right. The item was to the left. So
yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I wish I could have a channel into these players' minds as they're playing through these seeds. But
yeah, and you only blocked by a dead end, and now you have the glove. The only thing is your attack level 4, and maybe you just didn't want to fight Guma at 4. So you're gonna go do.
Could be. I mean, fighting Barba at 4 is not much.
No, Barba's a little safer though. I mean, you know his attack pattern. You can always jump over his fireballs as long as you don't go ham and jump into the lava on your own. You can play that one out and be safe.
He does find Barba pretty darn quickly, so this is gonna be a long fight though. At attack 4, Barba takes a lot of hits.
See how he does it. I mean, you know, it's a relatively easy fight. You jump into him, you're going to take damage. But if you play a little bit safer, jump straight up instead of taking momentum with you, it shouldn't be that hard. But just long, like you said, at attack 4. And of note, his experience is not anywhere in a position to capitalize, I don't think, on Attack 5. I don't know. Barbara gives you anywhere from 300 to 1,000. 300 would only put him at 973.
And he gets
Okay.
500.
So he can bypass
Besides
magic. So he takes magic 5 instead of bypassing it.
It's actually a smart move because he's going to get 1800, which is only 100 less than the next attack level, so he'll be able to get that pretty
That's
easily.
if he skips it and doesn't take life 6. I would doubt he takes life 6 here.
I think he's going to skip it, yeah. So that was Palace 6 for Jack.
And he took a death in that palace too, so he didn't wait for the XP and then up A. He just kind of left, and then we've seen this. I mean, ever since Palace 1, we know he's on the go 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 mentality.
Yeah, Jack's got the pedal to the floor right now. He's just going.
He just goes in there, thunders the dudes in Tim Toolman Taylor's backyard, and gets the level 555 right there. He's the sitcom exchange strats, I guess. I don't have them that. I'm not prepared that low, Dick Shake.
I understood that reference though, so.
Yeah, that was on the cuff right there. Looks like DH is having a little bit of trouble finding Carrick. I like that room when you finally fall down to the disposable bridge room. It almost always feels like the next room is going to be Carrick to me, but in this case, it's not. But he's definitely well on his way. He's positioned well to get either attack 8 or just multiple levels of magic and life. Yeah. And let's not forget that he's also this is just his 4th gem place, so he's at a pretty good end game path here.
That's a loop right there.
It's very much a loop. Let's see if he realizes that. I'm sure he does.
Four is kind of an annoying level. I hate those lava dead end rooms. Like, I can't remember the last time I actually went down and grabbed the key out of one of those rooms. I just genuinely do not like going through.
No, I mean the one thing I might do is if I'm low magic and key starved, I may decide to go through that one that has both, or a chance for both, and just be like, all right, well, you know what? I'll grab this key because I might be able to refill my magic, but even then, it's just your potential death.
Wow, where is Karak? I was almost certain that this was going to be Karak's room, but it's not. It's got to be close.
I would think it's in the next room. One of them might be another dead end, and then down and to the right might be Karak, or vice versa.
He might have full cleared this palace. He's seen a lot of it.
Yeah, Jack is on his way to that palace.
Here it is. He found him.
Jack running low on life here and there. There's the up A. I don't know if he jumped into 4 and up A'd, but of course he wasn't going to up A because he needed 100 experience points to get to attack 5.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he up A'd after that. I don't know if he jumped into 4 and did it. He might be on his last life here. Carrick gave 300, was that? That's middle of the road. That's average, normal. Didn't matter in his situation, though, because he's fully prepared to maximize his XP.
I thought Karak gave 5
normally. Oh, 5? I have 3. I have 150 to 700 is his range. I might be wrong. I have 500 for Guma. I could be wrong because I have both Rebanak and Carrick at 300.
Well, Rebanak's 300.
I have them both at 300, but that might be my fault.
Karak's 400.
Okay.
I think.
I had trouble on various Zelda 2 wikis because like enemy names were different. I guess maybe a Famicom versus Nintendo thing.
You know, it's been so long since I played the vanilla version of this game that I've honestly forgotten a lot of things like that.
Well, this is just preparation to talk about it. I never ever considered it when I was playing it, and that's probably why I'm the Bob Uecker of Zelda 2 Randomizer. he gets the DH gets to cross at the water spot. So
I consider you more of maybe the Gabe Kaplan of
we have chat
Zealot 2
saying
Randomizer.
that Jack found the kid.
He did. I was too busy watching the Karok fight on.
Oh, okay. No, I was gonna say
DH's.
that's where the heck could he have been? But yeah, he made his way through Maze Island, so he got both required items.
He does not have the reflect spell yet, though,
No.
so he cannot do Palace 4. Meanwhile, DH does get the spell, so he can get the glove if he heads back to New Kasugo.
Yeah, it hasn't slowed him down yet. So not finding the glove didn't cost him any time, except for maybe extra time he took to try to find it.
And this is really starting to look like a much closer race now than it did a little bit ago.
Yeah, that whole trophy pickup to find out it's the reflect spell is worth a couple gems in progression, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it saved him a lot of time from having to hunt for the towns that Jack is now hunting for. He's probably going back to Darunia. Yeah, in fact, he is, hoping that that's where Reflect is, but he's going to be disappointed.
But then at this point, does he consider... Is that the only one he's missing, or is he missing one more?
I think after this he's going to know it's in Ruto, but he does not know where the trophy is.
Now, at this point in time, well, he just game's over. Took a game over there, so he's going to come all the way back. And did he die to a bat in the town?
I'm not sure. He was in a graveyard.
Oh, okay.
He was in a graveyard tiles.
I heard you say he went to Darunia, and I looked up and he gamed over. I thought I
Yeah, he was on his way there and took a graveyard encounter.
I saw a bat. I saw a death. I heard you say Darunia, and I'm like, oh man, did he just die? But that would have been pretty bad. Wonder if there's anything in the worse in the game than if you game overed on a bat in a town and had to come all the way back.
I have not witnessed that before.
No, that's probably the ultimate, like, this seed hates me slap in the face moment, if anything.
Yeah,
that anybody.
Would be pretty
I've
bad.
spawned the bat before, just trying to talk to a healer or something, and so you can definitely accidentally take the damage in the town.
It'd be pretty embarrassing. That's
so. At this point, Jack knows that there are 3 spots in the western continent: the Trophy Cave, which is blocked by a boulder, Spectacle Rock, which is a boulder, and then the Hammer Cave in Death Mountain. You need the spell. Do you possibly?
Well, he doesn't yet know that. He actually did make it to Darunia.
Yeah, okay.
So.
Assuming he's going to Darunia now to find out he needs the spell.
Yeah.
Does he possibly go into 5 to try to find the item, hoping he finds the hammer as he progresses?
The hammer.
Then go back, or does he go back?
It's an interesting question because
he doesn't know how far he has to go to see the rock or to get to the Hammer Cave anyway. So does he try to?
Yeah, if you're playing the odds, the hammer kind of makes sense, but at the same time, the fastest way to do it is without finding the hammer. And watching Jack play, he seems to be the kind of guy who just wants to go. So I might expect him to actually skip trying to find the hammer and dive into Death Mountain.
Well, he takes the up A. He goes right to the west, so I think you're right here. And that wasn't second guessing, Jack. That was just a honest question. Odds.
No, it's a good question. It's a legitimate question that we're about to find out what he's gonna do. He did get the life spell, which is consolation, I suppose. Now he's in Naruto, but he doesn't have the trophy.
No, he does not. Maybe he thinks he does.
Yeah. Realizing that he doesn't.
Yeah, it's the unfortunate part of this game is it doesn't tell you when you pick up the Cade Trophy medicine.
Right.
So if ever at all you question it or are confused, it's just you don't know. You've got, I guess, just talk to the NPC and just find out instead of pacing back and forth wondering. Or heaven forbid looking and you already have it. Looking for it somewhere.
So he does dive right into Death Mountain, which is where it must be. And It's going to come down to how fast he can find it versus, you know, DH. They're even on palaces. Palace 6 looked like it was pretty quick, so I'd say this race is pretty darn close to even at this point.
Yes. Yeah, except
DH does need to find the glove still.
Yeah.
I
glove versus trophy
I'd
right
be,
now.
and DH has to know that that glove's either in the rocks tiles or Nukasudo. I mean, Nukasudo is such an easy thing to check that if I'm DH, I'm going back to Nukasudo as soon as possible to check that.
Absolutely. Quick, it's a quick entrance to Death Mountain for Jack doing the up A and coming right back in. Still has to wander around. I mean, the whole thing here right now for DH and for the race point of view is how much can DH progress while Jack is in Death Mountain?
Right.
Like, this is the difference maker. If he can find the glove and somehow place a gem, I mean, clear.
Well, he's heading to 5, so that's a good place for him to be.
Yeah, he did not go back into Nukasudo though after getting the spell, which would even be a better place for him because then he can just with confidence just start going through all the palaces.
Yep.
He needs 5 and 6 as opposed to Jack's 4 and 5, and we know that 4 was kind of long and winding, and 6 was pretty quick compared to
Jack's already found Hammer Cave, so
yeah, so it was quick and rewarding, and then he can get right back to it.
Now DH is going to the left here. He might still think that he needs the hammer. This might be the disadvantage of not going to Nukasudo first.
Yeah, and this is like the reverse of the question that I asked about Jack. Do you get the hammer before Death Mountain? Do you go to Nukasudo before you can try search for the hammer? Is another one here because I think I don't really necessarily have tracked what he found, but he found the desert, the water tile, both places in Maze Island. And he got the boots.
Yeah,
so there's only one place on this continent that can contain an item, other than 4, 5, and 4 and 5.
He does find the item very quickly in 5, and it is in fact the hammer. So
okay. Now this turns into does he complete the palace and then up A?
I think he's gonna complete the palace. Whether he goes back, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. Does he go check the hammer cave?
Search the hammer spots, or try to get to Nukasudo first, because
that's might have almost been a bad thing for him that was the hammer.
Yeah, and that's that makes the drama right now of the race. All these things they find, and which path do they take once they get them? Because they've taken that the alternate paths pretty much with items and progression from the start.
And there's the reflect spell for Jack.
Yeah, here comes an up A, and he's going to go right to the he might be closer to the raft spot here walking out, because I did see him restore his life before he went in there, so he does have plans to not up A. He might be closer to the raft spot from here than from start. I don't have a good feel of the overworld, jumping in late and then watching both runners at the same time.
Close call there for DH, but gets that fairy cast.
No, and there's nothing worse than a room of red polar bears and then lava on the ground and then other things flying at you. It's awful.
The red ones aren't usually that bad, but in that room in particular with the crumble bridge, I find that they are pretty dangerous.
They get to me because they have such a distinct pattern, and they still hit me every single room. they're my.
They don't even do that much damage. No, they just
annoying.
They just knock you off.
They drain XP
platforms
as well, so. XP drainage. I know that's an option in the randomizer, but that's not turned on for tournament flags, right?
Not for these settings, no.
Are they both in 5 here? Yeah. Okay.
They are.
No color difference on the thing, but that's probably on their end.
I just had some stream issues with Jack here. Let me see if I can refresh it real quick.
I lost it as well.
Yeah, it looks like we might have a little picnic over here. We'll get that back up as soon as we can.
Hopefully he didn't lose power or anything like that, because that would nullify everything he's done.
I haven't seen anything in the race chat from him, so...
Did he drop out? Is there a timer? Is there a timeout in IRC once you lose connection? Do you, like, 90 seconds before you're kicked out of the room?
Yeah, there is a timeout.
And I speak on experience here, because I was in a race one time, Z2 Randomizer, actually.
Oh, I mean, it's happened before, no doubt.
My power just went out.
He's fully offline. DH, though, has cleared Guma, so he's going to be getting out of here. We'll see what he does. Hopefully not up Aing, but he very well might.
Well, he might up A after he might up A, but not leave the palace and up A. So he's waiting for the experience. He'll throw it into magic.
And I think Jack's coming back now.
Yeah, I have the little thing now loading.
There he is. He's back. He's fine. Looks like he's actually not that far from Guma himself.
This is a turn of events.
And we do see an up A on DH's side, so...
uh-oh.
Yeah, gonna be a little disappointed. Is he going into Death Mountain? Oh, he is.
He knows where the hammer... If he knows how to get back there, he's seen the boulder before. It was on the same screen as the hammer cave.
That's true. He can get there pretty quickly. It's just this is not gonna save him any time.
And hindsight too. We talked about odds and stuff like that. You know, but
I think actually he has the boots, so the fastest way might to just be go up and around on the water.
It could be. I don't remember. I know the rock was inland, but I don't necessarily know if it had a coastal opening. Jack's fighting Guma at 5 attack as opposed to DH's 8 attack. It's taking a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But Jack's getting right into that hitbox. He has no fear right now.
He's trying to cheese him a little bit there.
Yeah, it didn't work out 3 times in a row, 4 times in a row. 5 out of 6, but still has plenty of life left. Maybe not anymore.
There he goes.
It's good work.
And DH is gonna take a little walk through the water here.
Jack places the gem without concern that he's not going to get attack 6. All right, Rock. I took a little bit of a look. That was about 1 minute and 40 seconds, 2 minutes maybe and 40 seconds.
So he gets the last
spot.
magic
He's
container. He's probably going to go to the other cave.
It's just a magic container. And then now he's going to probably head over to the trophy cave and be a little concerned that it's just a heart container.
Yep.
Process of elimination. I think that everything left is a heart container.
If I'm remembering correctly, though, Palace 6 was not a particularly long palace.
No, it was very quick.
So...
It was Jack was in and Barbara like right away. And 4 was pretty long. So is he going to try to find an alternate way up there, or is he trying to... No, he's going to try to find an alternate way up there, DH. I thought maybe he was going to go for the encounter skip.
Well, oh, there's the cave right there, right by the rafts, so...
Okay.
Not going to lose a lot of time checking Trophy Cave.
No.
And actually, Nukasuto's right on the other side of the raft spot, so... this is still a really close race.
Yeah, he's very fortunate in his... I won't say they're mistakes, but... because he doesn't know their mistakes.
No, certainly not mistakes by any means.
But he's very fortunate that everything was pretty quick. That And Jack as well, because he went into Death Mountain as well to get the trophy. He had to backtrack to do that, and he did that relatively quick as well. So
where is DH going?
I don't know, because he was trying to go north as well, above. Maybe
Is he
he's
looking
trying to
for
check
3?
3. Does he have the
He
4?
never got the item out of 3, but he can't. The glove can't be there.
No,
so.
And that's where I said before, you take for granted what people do or don't know. This is probably one of the things he doesn't know, that the glove can't be in 3, and he's trying to find his way back there.
Well, Nukasuto is just so easy to check compared to diving into Palace 3.
So that
as well.
We knew there was a. I don't know if we seen the item in 4. He spent a long time in 4. Did we see the item in 4?
The item in 4, I feel like we did. It was probably just a magic container.
Yeah, it
or
might have been.
something
I'm
like
trying
that.
to count my magic containers now, and I see 3, 4. I see 3, so it's probably a magic container. This is the unfortunate part about not knowing and odds and stuff like that. He felt like he had a 1 in 4 chance of the item being in Nukasuto, and now he's checking the other 3, but one of those wasn't even really an option to begin with.
We did lose Jack's stream again, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming back up now, though. There was Windows updates, by the way, this week, and a lot of people queued up for them. So you kind of hope that they're not not going to go off, not going off on them. I've had Steam update and just wreck my stream with lag and dropped frames as well.
Yeah.
See how quick he can get this item 3. He's actually.
I think it was to the right. I think he's going the wrong way. Up A-ing and leaving 3 and
coming back out and going back in.
Did he just realize that the glove can't be there?
He's pacing like Angry Larry. It might be a point where he's just like, you know what? Maybe he dawned on him. Let me just check Nukasuto. Maybe he looked at his notes and saw the hole in the item list and said,
"It's possible." Yeah.
Instead of doing that, maybe he's just like,
I mean,
where is it? Frustration right now, doing the Angry Larry shuffle back and forth. He's just like, I don't know what to do. Go here, go back, go here.
Well, he's making the right choice, so.
Anytime we've questioned him, he stopped what he's doing to go back and do the right thing. And the wrong thing hasn't even cost him too much time. He cost him time because he had to do it, but relatively speaking, it could have been worse.
Yep. Very interesting race. These runners have 2 very different play styles and have taken completely different routes through this scene.
And let's not forget the leveling progression as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But still very close to each other, despite the differences in play styles. Jack has found Karok, so he's gonna take the. Well, he's in the lead.
Yeah, this is his last gem. He can just go on now to the Great Palace and see what awaits him there.
Yep. What leveling is he gonna end up with? Is he gonna be able to take attack 6 or?
2350 might be life 7. We'll see what it is, but certainly not. He's not in a position where he can.
I doubt
improve all of his stats.
I doubt that's attack 6. Is he gonna grind a bit? Or well, he could get attack 6 pretty easily. He's gonna grind a couple of these iron knuckles real quick and.
Nice red jar there when you don't want it. Oh, he's gonna. I guess he was just going in to get the red jar. Got the lucky red jar and the nut knuckle, and then he leaves. Maybe that was a situation where he was going to try to kill 1. If it got him the level, then good. If not, then he gets he either gets the red jar to fill up, or he's just going to leave anyway.
Certainly, most players would not be too thrilled going into Great Palace with, what is it, 656, but I can say that, you know, Jack is certainly capable of
Oh yeah,
clearing GP with those levels,
absolutely.
no problem.
He's gonna get the level first, just in case anything happens.
Yeah.
I guess in the lava tiles, the encounters there, or the skips or whatever. 856 is not bad. I mean, he oh sorry, 656. I for some reason I thought it was I thought I saw 8 when the thing flipped, but obviously it's 656. Not entirely bad. The only thing is I don't have a corny reply to it, relating it to something, but it's all right. We don't need that all the time.
Oh, we do. That's your
Do
one
we
job,
really?
man.
All right, it's the American Kosher Restaurant Strats. There you go. 656
I do
Ocean
not.
from Long Branch, New Jersey. Sorry.
Yeah, I definitely don't get that
No,
reference.
that was a Google reference, and that's pretty much it. Well, I promise you, Dig Shake, I will do better for the community next time. DH is finding one of the dead ends in 6. This is
Yep. If I remember right, though, Jack did this as well and then fell down the pit and found Barba relatively shortly afterwards. So I think he's actually pretty close.
see how the Great Palace treats the runners.
I appear to be completely wrong because falling down that pit has not done him any good
No.
at all.
Yep, it's this pit. But I assure you, it is one pit. All right, he goes down. You can go to the right here, blocks. See if he gets a. Oh, this fire. These fire ropes in this room, man. They give me nightmares at night.
Yeah, changing the ropes and the little skull heads projectiles to fire is a small but very annoying touch in Great Palace. Making them unblockable is, they don't even do that much damage, but they slow you down because you just get hit over and over.
Absolutely. And by the way, the room that Jackimus is in right now with the flying heads and the boulders and stuff like that on the collapsible bridge over the lava. This is absolutely the worst room in the Great Palace.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Yeah, depending on when, especially depending on where you find it and how many lives you have left and magic. It can cause a game over situation and really turn the tide of a race. Most people I know, most of the friends I play this with, they just fairy. Just don't even think about it. Just fairy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's something I've actually been trying to get better at myself. There are a few rooms that you really just shouldn't mess around with.
Yeah, that and shield, the too good to use syndrome. It's like, well, no, I know I can do this without fairy. I know I can do this without shield. And it's like, just like, you know, sometimes it's just like, just do it. If you waste it, you waste it. If not, you know you're not going to die. You're just going to sacrifice a little MP, and that's it.
And here, DH is finding Barba, so I would not rule him out just yet. He definitely is going to be a few minutes behind heading into Great Palace, but Great Palace can be very tricky.
Yeah, Jackimus has explored quite a bit of rooms, though, before Thunderbird, and he's going to drop here, the only drop I've seen. And I don't think I've seen a...
He did do one other drop.
Oh, he did do one other
already.
drop? Okay, I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right. He broke the blocks and then dropped down. And here is Thunderbird after that drop. So we do have I didn't see any rooms to the left, so we have a lot of those rooms that have the elevator in the middle and exits on both sides. Also the room with the blocks that normally has the king bot that drops down, or the bigger bubble, the bigger shield.
Right. Yeah.
We still have those rooms left, but I don't know. He explored a lot of rooms. They might not even be in the rotation.
This Thunderbird fight is going to take a little longer at Attack 6. fact, attack 6 is really kind of the bare minimum that I want to go into
Well,
T-Bird with.
he's also life 6 and 6 heart containers, and it looks like every shot's taking just about two of those containers away, a little under, even with shield. So
yeah.
So no.
Yeah, not enough to cast Reflect
No.
at that level with that amount of
or
magic.
jump if he prefers to do jump with well, maybe he does have enough to do jump.
Yeah, I think jumpless strats are the way to go, especially if you're trying to keep it safe. He's gonna ooh.
No, there's no doubt he can do this. He's what, two more hits. Ooh. Yes.
Oh
had that
no,
whiff,
taken.
and I'm just
yeah.
like, oh man.
Oh, and a game over. So
there's no doubt he can do. Well, yeah, there's no doubt he can do it. It's just, will he? How many times will have to take him before he finally gets it? I didn't plan on the game over. Did he die inside the palace, or did he not up A?
That's interesting because DH is coming up right behind him here, so you know he does have the advantage of having explored more rooms in Great Palace, but that definitely narrows the gap between these two players.
Oh yeah, and yeah, the 8 attack is going to be big.
And with DH having better levels, he should have an easier time navigating through GP here.
Is Thunderbird no different on attack 8 than attack 7, or is he still?
I think it's like 3 hits different.
Oh, okay, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's really not that much different.
I don't know.
Which is
if
why
I can do 3 hits left, that's enough for me to be that much different.
Well, to me, I rarely take attack 8 anymore because it just doesn't seem worth it when I can use that experience to do magic or life instead.
Looks like Jack is about 2-3 rooms ahead. So they've really tightened up here. It's funny. We're so focused on watching it because it's so cool.
It's it's an exciting race.
Very much.
It's an exciting end.
Very much is. 2 rooms, I think. Difference. 2 levels in attack.
Yeah. DH is in that really annoying room right now.
Yeah, he's gonna ferry. He's gonna ferry across.
It looks like it's a pretty linear Great Palace as well. So.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before with the rooms. There was no room to go left. It's just all been right at this point.
So DH is going to find Thunderbird pretty darn quickly. They're going to be getting there roughly the same time.
Yeah, they're absolutely going to be fighting Thunderbird at the same time. Because I don't think Jack's going to.
Does Jack have enough to cast Thunder here? I think he does.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, he does. He does indeed.
Well, DH may not now. Well, he's got 2 more levels of magic.
I don't think Jack can get hit here either. No. And he does. Yeah.
Well, DH is banking on this being a red jar. Oh, look at that. So the concern, he had 61 for Reflect. I think he was under 4 magic containers. So he may not have had enough, or may have had just enough for Thunder, but now he can do Thunder and Spell Jump Reflect, whichever, Shield Jump Reflect, or a combination of.
So DH is going to skip the hole, but lucky for him, it's a very fast dead end, and this is going to be a really close race here,
he did the obvious choice. Before you drop down, just check the room to the right. If not, continue on the path and then make the drop down your secondary option. More tricky after Thunderbird because you can get dropped before Thunderbird, and Darklink has to be after Thunderbird. But
now DH never got shield, so he's relying on Reflect as Thunderbird goes down on Jack's side.
It was a really good fight.
But DH with attack 8, you can see, is just tearing right through him very quickly. Yeah. And just like that, wow, what a close race.
He was prepared for that King Bot. Let's see if DH is fortunate enough to get the King Bot.
Nope.
No, and he gets whamboozled. The buzz thundered. And goes back for a little
Feels
revenge.
Chad,
Yeah,
man.
just like, you know what? Don't drop on me, dude. And he just decides to show him who's boss, who's the king.
Can I get your Lon McCarran emotes in chat, please?
That's actually Norman Chad, but
oh, I know.
Okay. we need Lon. We need Lon McCarran emotes. Those would be boring though.
We have the virtual spoon here.
Yeah, Dick Shake's getting involved. He's jumping on it. DH takes a death though. That was his first one, all right.
Wisely, I think, deciding to just ferry through this.
Yeah, just all the fire, man. And I can't speak for everybody, but I know that sometimes in my mind I see that fire coming and I'm like, I'll just block it. Okay, this is my 50th seed I played this week. I'll just block it, and I never learn.
This is Jack's last life, so he needs to be very careful
spot
here.
To have only one life, and then that thing jumping up there, that's cruel.
Oh, and he takes the game over.
Very cruel. Yeah, 6 heart containers, life 6.
Just like that, DH is in the lead.
But he's in the same spot here. I think he's got one more life, but
he does. He does have one more life.
He was trapped there for a little bit, but he managed to get away.
Oh, and there goes his life. You got to be careful in that room.
Yeah. It's I learned this from playing Binding of Isaac, is you don't continuously hold forward when you go into the next room, because sometimes you may just walk into things or just decide you have to jump, and then you jump into something that makes you fall into the lava in this game. As my family used to call it, he goes into the drink. My family was a big Zelda, Final Fantasy family.
That's a dead end there on DH's side.
Yeah,
should be noted that's also a drop room, so somewhere there's a drop that's gonna take you right there.
But also noted, it's not linear in the progression of the map. Like, he doesn't have to somehow go up or down a floor and then come in on the other side of that room. Is that correct? It can just be somewhere else?
Yes. Okay.
It's a little confusing sometimes when you play this for the first time, and you like in level 5 when you see the key on one side of the room, and you're like, okay, I have to go up and around to get to the other side, and then it's not up and around. It's randomized, so it's just somewhere else, that part of the room, because it's not really considered one room, right? It's considered 2.
It is considered 2 rooms, yes. So DH finding another dead end. Trying to think of, they both skipped one other potential option right after T-Bird. He does find a drop room. Is it the right drop room? That's the question. Will it just loop him right back around, or will it take him to... It did. It just looped him right back around. So the correct way to go is actually to the right after Thunderbird. Both of these players went down the elevator after Thunderbird. That is not the right way to go. The right way to go is to the right.
So DH has to go back up past the ferry and go back over the lava tiles where he lava pits?
He does, yeah. Past that blue bird knight, yeah. So let's see what Jack does. If he goes down the elevator, that's good for DH. If he goes to the right, then he's on the right path. Jack is on the right path. Dark Link has to be this way.
Oh man, those fire guys, when you have low life, the spicy chickens, I guess you guys call them.
Getting past this blue bird knight is not going to be fun again either.
No, he didn't even make it to him the first time. But oh, you
mean
Jack's
DH, not going to
DH.
DH, yeah, he's got to go back through.
No, Jack has the red bird knight. Cast shield, just like we were talking about before. Sometimes you just have to use it.
I was wondering that as well, Scorpion Max, why they did decide to go down the elevator instead of going right. And wow, look at that. Dark Link was just a few rooms away. What an ending to this race.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't see many people dying in the Dark Link, but I know he can jump on you.
I think he's got another life besides that, so.
I was just more concerned about the time it would take to then fight him for a second time more than a game over. But he looks like he's going to have this pretty well handled. He's got to jump on you, and he's got to do it maybe probably twice or 3 times. And there you go.
There it is. The time of 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Yeah, unconventional with the leveling and stuff, but he just kept going, and he, 90 minutes.
Oh man, got to feel for DH a little bit on that one. He played a hell of a seed and was actually, I think, I would say in the lead right there at the end there for a brief moment, but
1 turn.
Fortunately, just 1 turn at the end didn't work out for him. That's all it took. Whole 90-minute race coming down to that one fork in the road.
Absolutely, and you never know. I like to, when I see a fork in the road, I like to just peek right before I go down. It wouldn't have helped in this case, but maybe I would have still went and then said the elevator's the option. I guess it all depends on how I'm feeling, but 50-50. Which one do you do? And you do one, and it's the other.
Yep, so here's DH buying a Dark Link. This is only going to be, I mean, these racers are, what, 2 minutes apart? If that?
Yeah, on SRL time, probably going to wind up being 2 minutes apart.
Great race. Fantastic race.
Try to speculate where DH might have really lost it a little bit, but then again on Jack's side there was a little bit of a not a solid progression line, but just from our standpoint, knowing where stuff is, having to go back in Death Mountain too. So for whatever DH could have done better, like Jack could have done something a little bit better as well. So it makes the argument kind of pointless.
Yeah. Oh, I think both these players played very well. I mean, you can't really point at any major mistakes on either side.
Oh, absolutely.
It all,
And from the items they were missing at the times they were missing them, even though they didn't arrive at the right decision quick enough, the wrong decision didn't really hurt them at all. They got through it fast, and they got some things to aid them later on. So, they're good. That was a good race.
So I think we're going to get one or both of these runners in here. Let's see. Jack is joining us. What's up, Jack?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats, man.
Well, I won.
Heck of a race, dude. Heck of a race.
Yeah, it was. I kind of think I let that be a lot closer than it needed to. I thought I'd lost the last 15 minutes I was playing there.
Yeah, well, you were in a pretty... Oh, DH is with us too. Hey, DH, how's it going? Actually, I can't hear DH. Can anybody else hear him?
I believe I heard him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me refresh real quick.
Beforehand, but hell of a race, guys. That was really close. I believe Jack, you said you felt like you were losing. You lost about 15 minutes there somewhere, and then I didn't hear anything else after that. Do you want to? Can you?
Oh yeah, the whole last 15 minutes I was playing, I was just like checking IRC every screen, waiting to see that dot done there. I thought I was dead in the water.
Yeah, it was. Well, you guys didn't arrive at the same palaces, place the same gems, or get the same items at the same time. It was kind of like a DNA model, the helix, kind of like you guys kind of cross paths and kind of wound back and forth, pretty much close the entire race. DH, you said something about taking a gamble? You both, actually, Jack, Palace, then you came back and decided to go right instead, and that was actually the turning point of the race right there. Going right. Yeah, down was a pretty big loop. And going right at the bottom. Yeah, going right a couple times. It was Dark Link was right there. Dig's back, right?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay. Sorry, I was having some audio issues.
Yeah, well, all I'm thinking whenever I don't go down the second time I get there, I game over in the room with that blue motherfucker in the middle. So all I'm thinking there is, well, I know that both of them are going to eventually go down because I already had a look at what the next room was going to the right. The only reason I turned around the first time is because it's like, well, it's not Dark Link and it's going down, maybe down and
That's what
right.
I thought too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But second time it's like, I'd rather not deal with that blue guy if I don't have to. Maybe I'll just try going straight on through.
Yeah. It certainly took a peek and then decided to go down, and I guess the game over was fortunate enough because, like you said, you just didn't want to deal with him. Let's just go the other way. If I have to deal with him, I have to deal with him, I guess. In the middle of the race, though, DH, what was going through your mind when you didn't have the glove?
I thought I don't know. I thought I missed it. The only item I missed was in 3, so I ran to 3, and I'm like, that can't be the glove. And then I remembered that it was the spell tone.
Yeah, you grabbed the hammer. It was something similar to what Jack experienced as well when he didn't have the trophy. A
I had the trophy the whole game.
Yeah, you had the trophy the whole game. Jack got it very late. The last spell he got, actually, I believe. There were a couple
I was
places.
actually happy to find the trophy and find that it was reflect.
Yeah.
That was a big gamble that paid off for you. Yeah, that was pretty awesome to watch, actually.
Then it seemed like after that, the whole game fell into place for me. I went the right way, every single time, all the way to GP, and then I made one gamble and lost. Like
Yeah,
all the items it was like boom, 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 and then I got lost looking for the glove. I kind of lost some
it
time.
was a pretty generous seed from the get-go, finding the magic key, I think, right away, and then the raft right away, and
Yeah,
thunder
the
spell
seed was
right off the
actually
bat.
really nice. I kind of think that if I didn't play as badly as I did basically the whole way through, this is probably like an hour 10, hour 15 seed if you're peak form from the get go there.
You're certainly capable of it, but did it concern you a little bit in those couple instances where you placed a gem with like minimal XP left for the next level? Did it concern you at all that it might hurt you later on, or were you just, it doesn't matter, you're comfortable enough fighting at attack 6 and life 6?
Well, I'm used to doing life 6, attack 6, so it wasn't too much of a concern when I placed them. But then whenever I get over to East Hyrule and like the reason why I didn't really care, it's like, oh, well, I'll place this gem for 3 experience, I think was what I did in
that
Palace
was the
1.
first one. Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah, but all I'm thinking at that point is, hey, I have Thunder and it only costs 66. I'm gonna be able to cast that all day, every day. I should be able to power level pretty good if the lizards are good experience, but they weren't. So I was sweating a bit there, and then I think I had a game over when I was like 10 experience away from a level as I was checking a town there, and it's just, oh man,
I think that was the graveyard on the way to the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't really feel like a whole lot was going right for me. Like when I'm doing these races, I don't run a timer. I basically don't look at the IRC unless I'm positive that I'm losing or something like that. So when I see that I finished in an hour and a half, it felt more like 2 hours. So this layout of the palace is definitely was good then if you're able to get to the bosses quick enough to get an hour and a half and not be at the top of one's game.
Yeah, you guys were both streamlined into progression. Not a lot of hesitation. Whenever you had to backtrack, both of you handled that very well. It really, honestly, came down to which way to go in the Great Palace, and that was it.
Yeah. Well, that I think that probably makes for a good race if you're watching it, though.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to add on. It from our vantage point, that made for a great race to watch.
Oh, especially at the end when you were both fighting Thunderbird at the same time. It was just a really exciting finish to this race.
Wow. Fighting
After
Thunderbird.
you gamed over, Jack, it's a Thunderbird. DH was really only virtually, like literally, one room behind you. I believe or 2 rooms, but what wound up happening is when you killed Thunderbird, DH actually got into that room, just started his fight, but he was attack 8. So it lasted a lot shorter, and then basically it was just you both went down the elevator, and then it was on from there. Who gets there first? And,
Yeah, I game overed to Thunderbird once too. Come to think,
yeah.
Big Shake, man, I gotta tell you, I'm not too fond that you're randomizing the background in the Great Pals. It makes those fireballs really hard to see.
Oh, yeah, I might have to tweak something about that in future versions.
Yeah,
As long as you don't ask them.
Absolute most hated background, the one that we had on this seed. I just can't see the fireballs. I'm just jumping around blind, hoping I don't get hit.
As long as you don't ask them to change the skeletons in the wall.
No. You can't touch the wall skeletons. They're clearly the most majestic creature in the known universe. They gotta stay.
You might as well ask them to play Paperboy at that point.
Oh God.
Get it there, but
stick around after this stream is over. I will be playing Paperboy.
And Parappa the Rapper. Oh no, that's somebody else. But Jack, yeah. Last thing, I see you're also on the docket for the Dragon Warrior randomizer. I believe your opponent is looking for you. That should be a good match.
Yeah, me and Coper were talking about possibly getting our tournament match going tonight. I guess I'm awake, so if he's game, I'm game. So that'll be pretty fun.
He's got the victory blood boiling. So good luck.
Yeah. Well, frankly, I like his chances. I was telling Dig Shake I had a little nap before the race here, and I'm still kind of half asleep. So.
But there you go. But it was a very exciting race. Dig, do you have anything to add on top of that?
No, I was just going to mention real quick that Jackimus will be going on to take on the winner of the Link Sevens and Vonky race. And it looks like DH's next opponent will be the winner of the race between Saber and Ness Martin. So
yeah, good luck to both of you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
You still around there, DH?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool, man. Hey, thanks for the race, man. And I kind of feel bad that you lost this one. I really thought that you had this thing in the bag the last 10 minutes or so when I was finishing up Great Palace there. I'm really shocked that I was able to pull this off there.
I wouldn't feel bad. I mean, I PB'd, so I mean, there's nothing to be unhappy about for me.
All right.
I was
man.
I was a huge underdog in the race, and I PB'd and put on my best race, and you won. So
you both played a hell of a race. I mean, it was just a blast to watch from start to finish. So.
Well, here's to many more, right?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots more races yet to come. Thanks for joining us, guys, and congrats on the win, Jack.
Congratulations, and good luck to both of you in the next race.
Thanks, Dig. Thanks, Larry. We'll talk to you guys again soon.
All right, take care.
Yep. So that's probably going to wrap it up for us tonight. There aren't many races on the schedule. In fact, if any of you out there are, in the tournament, especially if you're in the round one of the losers bracket there, I'd like to remind you to get those races scheduled. We do have one race scheduled for Saturday, Bent Glass Tube versus Undead Phil. As of right now, that's the only other race on the schedule. But there should be a lot more popping up here very soon. So
and don't forget to hop in that IRC for some Z2Randomizer races pretty much every night so far.
Yeah, in fact, I think I might go start one of those up right now. So
I bet you won't.
I bet I will.
Maybe I'll jump it in.
All right, guys. Yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm probably gonna shut the stream off for at least a few minutes, but I'll probably be back to play some more stuff in just a few.
And if anybody wants to play IRC, whatever, don't slap me with a trap.
Yeah,
I'll see you guys there.
Yeah, come on, join us. Have a good night, everybody.